First ladies gather in honor of Mariam Babangida. Prominent Nigerians, including wife of the President Aisha Buhari, wife of the Vice President Mrs. Dolapo Osibanjo, Mrs. Turaya Yaradua, Mrs. Fati Abubakar, Mrs. Victoria Gowon, all former First Ladies, and Senator Daisy Danjuma recently gathered at the Transcorp Hilton to discuss the roles of First Ladies and how they can contribute to the society, especially in transforming the lives of rural dwellers. The gathering of the First Ladies in Abuja gave members of the audience an insight into their lives as First Ladies, as well as acknowledge their roles in the national development. The conference with the theme Mothers of the Nation, History Revived 2020 was a day of remembrance of the enduring legacies of former First Ladies. They came together not only to honor the memory of lost colleagues, but to also provide an avenue to immortalize their memories and remember all the good deeds they did when they were alive. The aim was to create awareness about the tremendous positive impact of African First Ladies, especially the ones from Nigeria, on their nations. The strategy adopted brought together Nigerian First Lady, wife of the Vice President, former First Ladies, scholars, policymakers, NGOs, and members of the diplomatic corps. The occasion was also an opportunity to remember one of Nigeria's most flamboyant First Ladies, the late Mrs. Mariam Babangida, wife of the former military president, General Ibrahim Babangida. She was popular and most deservedly so, referred to as Nigeria's most glamorous First Lady. From 1985 to 1993, she was a woman of immense charm, charisma, compassion, and an epitome of African black beauty. She was in love with the Nigerian women folk in a space filled naturally and where she would be remembered to her indelible marks in more ways than one can say. Late Mrs. Babangida, a quintessential woman, dedicated her life to emancipating the women of Nigeria through her project Better Life program. Unknown to many, until the late Mrs. Babangida came into power with her husband in 1985, it was safe to say that the office of First Lady was non-existent. She popularized the office and made it glamorous. It has been 10 years since she passed on and close to 30 years since her family left power, but her Better Life project for the rural women is still on. This time, the legacy has been passed on to her daughter, Aisha Babangida, who has been sustaining the project to ensure that its original goal is not eroded by her mother's death. The Better Life program was founded in September 1986 by Mrs. Babangida after she conceived an idea based on the issue confronting women worldwide as stated in the United Nations Decade for Women Conference. Under her leadership, the Better Life Project, as it was fondly called in its original setup and through its various advocacy programs, raised increased social awareness, acceptance, and widespread knowledge of issues confronting Nigerian women. It also empowered these women socially, economically, and politically, and has since achieved outstanding results. The Better Life program pioneered and promoted the launch of many cooperatives, cottage industries, farm and gardens, shops and markets, women development centers, and social programs touching every state in the country. It also advocated and promoted adult education, primary health care, agriculture, crafts, and food processing. The Better Life program had successfully empowered over 300,000 women in the cottage industry since inception. In 2004, the Better Life program was renamed Better Life Program for the African Rural Women. The project is currently headed by Hajiya Aisha Babangida as the chairperson, has been expounded with his vision and mission to cater for rural women not only in Nigeria but in Africa as a whole. The program's change of leadership has done nothing to alter the positive atmosphere and work done by the late Mrs. Babangida and those who value the work done at the organization. The program remains homage to the life and times of a great woman's idea when values such as progressive growth, poverty alleviation, peace, and love guided people. Aisha Babangida, the convener of the conference, said the event was to honor the contributions of first ladies who were often underestimated and disregarded by society as mere accessories to their husbands. According to her, in reality, first ladies uphold a sense of national dignity and project warmth across all levels of society. Culturally and politically, wives of presidents must assume their role without a rule book. We must revisit key historical developments and see the growth of the nations through their eyes. She noted that the mothers of the nation were not merely accessories or luxuries on the arms of their husband, but a steadfast support system that keeps leader grounded not just emotionally but mentally. On what she intended to achieve by bringing together all first ladies, both past and present, during the event organized to mark the 10th anniversary of the death of her mother. She said the event was aimed to revisit history so as to move forward and have them champion causes to support the development of Nigeria. Asked whether she feels the nation has tapped from the wealth of experience of the first ladies having been part of major decisions in the past in the country, she said, "I think we have not. But with this platform that will be an annual event, I think we will not only tap from their experience, but we will be mentored and guided by them." But what was important was seeing the beautiful mothers of the nation and listening to them. Mrs. Buhari said the late Mrs. Babangida impacted the nation positively. It must be fulfilling for Aisha to honor and remember her mother in this beautiful manner, Mrs. Buhari said. Initiating the National Women Commission as the first institutionalized machinery for women's development in the country, which led to the concept of women in development becoming a permanent feature in development planning. All first ladies that came after her initiated programs in order to add value to the work of their husbands, Mrs. Buhari said. On her Future Assured program, Mrs. Buhari said it focuses on the challenges of women as captured by the various development goals, including health and well-being of women and children, empowerment of women and youth, equitability, quality education for women and girls, as well as projects for women's rights. Former First Ladies from 1960 to 1985 who attended the conference also included Mrs. Uche Azikiwe, Mrs. Victoria Ironsi, Mrs. Victoria Gowon, Mrs. Ajoke Mohammed, 1985 to 2015. Others, Mrs. Turaya Rayadua, Mrs. Fati Lami Abubakar, and Mrs. Patience Jonathan. So, people, this is the news reaching us. All first ladies across the country gathered on Saturday to honor the late Mrs. Mariam Babangida, the former first lady, and this was in connection to her the program she started, which is the Better Life for Women. And one thing that stood out about this conference was about Mrs. Mariam Babangida, the role she played in the lives of the people we call first ladies today. She was the one that pioneered this movement, this change. She was the one that brought this office to life. Previously, women used to be considered as accessories in their arms of their husbands, but she stepped out and said women have a lot to offer. And then she brought out the life. She brought out this new office, this role that we today call First Ladies. And over years and over time, it has been proven that women are supportive, are a good support system that helps to bring support, advice, stability, even starting with the homes and to their husband in their various roles where they sit. So it was just a program to honor the late Mrs. Mariam Babangida, and her daughter was there, Aisha, Aisha Babangida. She was also there to honor her mom that started this initiative, the Better Life program for rural women. So that's what went on. We're just bringing this over to you. So thank you to everyone that has subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Just press the subscription button down below, and then please do like, share, and comment. We want to hear your thoughts about this. And so till I come your way again, thank you very much. Bye.